What poems do you like? She asked me what poems I liked, laying my long, lanky legs on the fresh-cut grass. I shrugged. I like the gritty ones, the ones where lines are dug out from the dirt and grease of life. The ones where stories as common as soil and sand are stored in their little paper shelves. The ones with grimy reflections for people to see their own mirror image. She glared. How can that compare to the grandeur of poems, trimmed with prose and sown with metaphors? What of the poems that drown you in satin and silk, till your sight shines with a million once-in-a-lifetime stories? What are the poems that waft in the scent of morning glories and paint the incomprehensibility of the midnight sky? What are the poems that trample your soul with the fury of 100 men and embrace your spirit with the passion of 1,000 suns? I wave goodbye to the girl off to find her special shining poem, and let the damp smell of soil and sod soak in. Spark. Do you see the flames of rage, fueled by hate, lit by pain? Can you hear the screaming masses, growing ever louder, drowned by the crying sky? Can you smell the fine wine's aroma, drifting through the wind, seeping into every crack, overtaking thirsty souls? Can you taste the air that blows around you, growing thicker by the day, quickly turning grey? Can you feel your dreams withering away as you sit at that desk, working towards a goal that will never come? Even a little spark can cause a fire. Devil among us. Humanity at its worst, the devil walks among us. Revelatory at first, apocalypse soon upon us. In the absence of trust, malignancy looms in all of us. People in relationships, a mother under her roof, children amongst themselves, or a creep in the school. Beware of the wolf among sheep and chickens, veal and piglets. Now and then it'll leave the woods. On every level of society, a psychopath in the village, an employer running a business, a judge's willful fallacy, a criminal's utter lunacy, and philanthropies seeking flimsy profit, and scientists without moral compass, a soldier in the chaos of bloodshed, a politician who testifies in Congress. Every now and then it shows its teeth, the darkness beneath, an envious, vicious prowl. It snarls and growls, hisses and howls. If it could, it would rip open your bowels, stinking, vile, evil and foul. The devil never far away. Thank God the light keeps the dark at bay. Warp speed. The engine has gone into overdrive. The mind twists and writhes, looking for something we need, entering warp speed. The stars begin to blend into shadows that never end. The spectacle is lost in the horizon we crossed. Always moving so fast, a moment could never last. A flash just as quick, memory captured in just a click. The engine has gone into overdrive, starting to feel less alive. Going too fast to concede, entering warp speed. We are winning the race against lightning's pace, without a care borrowed as our minds erode. We surrendered to the machine, trapped between its screens, thinking faster than light when we gave up our sight. The engine has gone into overdrive. The soul twists and writhes, we've lost something we need when we entered warp speed. Gluttony. Does it hurt to carry all that pride with no space left to swallow it. It must be hard to walk as if gluttony couldn't get its filthy hands on you. Trust me, it will get its fill. You're so full of yourself. You've forgotten how hungry you leave those who love you. One day soon, when they start to starve, you'll burn the little stores of grain they have left, and it'll feel righteous. You serve justice to the blameless. You gouge the eyes of the blind. You think cruelty is the only way to get by, but you like it, don't lie. Still, somehow you inspire hope, even when you take it for yourself. You feel powerful drinking innocence from the mouths of those you meet. The power is tainted. Can't you taste it? Does the greed not burn your tongue? How blissful it must be to live life without feeling wrong. We both know you're dirty, a rotten lemon for a heart. Soon the flies will feed, while your corpse starts to decay. You'll die alone, turn to ash and bone, and you'll wish you had found love. To be a child again. The floor was lava. I had carpet burns to prove it. Seeking sofa shelter, I traversed my way to safety. As levels rose, I'd conjure courage for a death-defying leap to even higher ground that dangled like the drops of sweat clinging to my youthful brow. My foot slipped on leather rocks, an outstretched hand, my only reflex, lovingly shadowed by an older sister, forever keen to prevent my demise. But Dad was always the bravest one. His battle-torn slippers, heat-proof, never breaking so much as a stride. His weathered skin, hardened, impossible to ignite. I longed to acquire such mighty armor and walk so calmly through the flames. But how cruel it is that after years of waiting, the lava flows no more. Not rocking. She abstained from almost everything you could abstain from. Drugs, sex, alcohol. She smoked though, I think, Marlboros or Camels. Anyway, I guess I helped her break a couple rules. There were a few weekends which blurred to a few weeks to a few months. I even saw her have a beer once. Bass, the British beer. The important thing about this young lady, besides the fact I barely remember a thing, I was not abstaining from anything. She leaned over once and said in a conspiratorial whisper, "Dude, you have so much. People treat you like a party favor or jester. Look at this crazy fucker. Is he going to lecture in French, play guitar, or take off his pants? I want you to rock, you know?" I indeed was not rocking. One of those months, between apartments, I slept in a movie theater. Anyway, I don't remember how or why we stopped. Well, everything. She was moving somewhere. I had immigration issues. It's blurry, man. But I guess, nowadays, dearest, for certain values of rock, I rock. Employed well even. House, car, expensive toys and crap. 401k and pension. I miss though very much not rocking. I had some wine tonight. I may not be making sense. You would recognize me. An amputation. I shall try to extricate the part of me that I so hate. I'll tourniquet and amputate this rotting piece of me. And should I find that the procedure cannot be done with anesthesia, I'll suffer a pain egregious to make a better me. And should I not find a device that is sufficiently precise, then I will make a sacrifice and efface all of me. And should the wound profusely weep, because the cut is very deep, I'll cauterize the flesh to keep the life from leaving me. And should you feel that my ambition is too extreme and needs revision, don't waste your words in abomination, you will not convince me. And when all is said and done, I hope and pray that I become not myself, but someone else, and I will be set free. "20 questions. Unlike usual, I take a seat at the kitchen table with my mum, who's puzzled as to why I've sat down next to her in silence. She asks me questions. How are things with the girl? Is there a new girl? Do you need money? What are you so excited about? I rule out all of her suspicions, and she smiles. It feels like we're playing 20 questions. We laugh. The two of us spend the next few hours talking over the rich nothings of life. Two burning souls warming a cold winter kitchen past dark, wanting nothing more but to feel each other's embers fly up through our pupils and land on our tender cheeks. Her. Serrations shine silver as she casts beneath the sill. Moonlight does her justice, though the sun does her no ill. Her curves are acid etched, Damascus flows through her spine. She sits so perfect in my hands, mahogany never was so fine. Though her lines are sleek and smooth, so appealing to the eye, a feather's weight is all it takes, her edge will leave you where you lie. A tool she is to some, a pretty means to an end, a fascination she is to me, for I do not fear the red. Books. An infinite library spans the halls of time, perplexing paths, perpetually intertwined. Each page a precious piece of history, with remaining words waiting to be written. All of us authors, affecting the course of life. Each book titled with names, first and last. When stories end, to the shelves they're sent, where the memories fade and pass. Blank pages, waiting for one reason or another. New composers christen the covers, clumsily passing their stories along. With the passage of time, the souls combine. Life sings a beautiful song. I want to see you cry again. If nothing else is possible, I wish to see you again, in full. I miss how angry you would get when I drank too much or lost a bet. My skin longs for the way you exhale, the way you'd wince when you stepped on a scale. I want to see your eyes turn red, to shut my eyes, ignore you as you cry in our bed. I crave the way you slap my cheek when I forgot to fix the old leak in the sink. My lips are left wanting the taste of smoke, 'cause you'd buy cigarettes even when we were broke. I miss the sound of your screams, how you'd call me a fool and ruin my self-esteem. I wish to call you just once more to hear about your after, how you've forgotten our before. I want to listen to you say that it didn't work out. Let's go our own ways, okay? I'd rather have your most potent hate than my table being bare, always missing that second plate. If nothing else is possible, I'll wait for you broken and let you make me whole. Road to road, a looming giant stretching high, from distance small, a minute fly. But now as road leads on to road, I look back on the path I trode. Each step a choice, decision made, from Craig Mount to sunny glade. A journey fierce as fortune bade, and not one step of it I'd trade. The prodigy's devil. A prodigy he was, with gifts beyond measure, a mind that soared and a heart full of pleasure. But as he rose, his shadow grew tall, a devil within that he couldn't forestall. His talent shone bright like stars in the night, but his demons emerged with terrible might. He struggled and fought to keep them at bay, but they whispered and hissed and led him astray. He tried to resist the devil's allure, but it crept and it crawled like a parasite pure, and soon he was lost in its treacherous grasp. His talents now wasted, a memory of the past. The prodigy's devil now ruled his soul, his dreams and ambitions no longer whole. He wandered in darkness with no end in sight, a prodigy no more, just a shadow of light. Oh, how he yearned for those innocent days when his talent shone in so many ways. But now he's just a cautionary tale of a prodigy's devil that could never be quailed. Yet in his heart a flicker of light, a spark of will to put up the fight, to reclaim his soul and break free from the chains, to rise once again and mend all the pains. With each step he took, the devil's grip loosened, and the light in his heart grew ever bright and unburdened, until one day the prodigy was reborn, with a heart full of love and a spirit that had mourned. And so the prodigy's devil was defeated, its hold on him forever deleted. He rose once again to conquer it all, with a new lease on life and a spirit that wouldn't fall. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of the artists that allowed me to use their poems. I really hope I was able to do all of them the justice they deserved. I really enjoyed reading them as much as I did narrating them. I've got a link to every poem in the description below, so please go and check out all of their various works if you really enjoyed them. And if you enjoyed my reading, please let me know, as it's something I want to do more of. Thanks again.